Hi everyone, I'm Carrie Palacios and I'm your professor for PSY 301. I wanted to take a minute and introduce myself and go over some changes that I've made to week 2. I also might be making some slight changes as we go on. I want to assist you as best as I can. I know this is only an 8-week course, plus it's the history of psychology, so it may not be as interesting to some. And I know that we all have things going on. Maybe we've got families, work, and just life in general. So I want to make the class as painless as I possibly can, all while still, adhering to our standards here at CBU. So a little background on me and who I am. I have worked with the Native American population for the last 15 years. I was a substance abuse counselor for many of those years, and I'm now a marriage and family therapist and licensed professional clinical counselor associate. So what that means is that I'm working on my hours for licensure, working on those 3,000 hours that are required. I obtained both my bachelor's and master's degree here at CBU, so I am an alum. And I have been teaching here at CBU for over a year. And last semester I got to teach in the master's program, which was in person. And now I'm back here in bachelor's again online. I love what I do. I have a lot of experience in the field. Most of my current clients are ages 5 and up. I do a lot of play therapy. I'm also trained in DBT therapy, so I also specialize in a lot of those who self-harm. So I see a lot of adolescents. I do some work with couples and families from time to time. I do more of a workshop type deal when it comes to families. And I still case manage some of our severely mentally ill patients. We are a healthcare facility that services Native Americans in Riverside and San Bernardino County. And so I work closely with the psychiatrist, making sure that people are, getting their medication refills. A lot of them are on injections. So kind of keeping track of all of that, keeping the treatment plans up to date for the psychiatrist and all that fun stuff. I'm also our inpatient coordinator. So what that means is that any person that needs to go to inpatient treatment for either substance abuse or mental health stabilization, I'm in the background doing the placement. So I work with facilities. I go out in the field 1 day a week. I work closely with the facilities we have contracts with. I get contracts signed and I negotiate pricing and all of that fun stuff. So with that, I want to just kind of go over a little bit about our class. So if you're new to online and you have any questions, always feel free to contact me anytime. Email's the best way to get a hold of me. So in here, we're going to have our weekly reminders. Hopefully you've had a chance to peek over the syllabus. It does have my contact information and our required textbook. And it also has kind of the outline of the class. And so I really want to make sure that everybody's paying attention that this is an 8-week class. So on that last week, our class will really end on Friday instead of Sunday. So I'm going to look ahead a little bit and see how we can try and make those last couple weeks a little bit easier for everybody. So I wanted to draw our attention to this week, week 2, because I made some changes already for paper number 1. So this week we've got chapters 4 and 5 and our discussion board. And I want to point out that I am looking for more about quality versus quantity. I understand, we have standards here of like it needs to be 250 words. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm not counting your words. If it looks like you've answered those questions for me, then I'm going to be cool with that. And as long as you respond to 2 of your classmates, that's cool. Give me a little bit more about why you're responding to them versus just like, hey, I agree. So the changes that I made for paper number 1 is that this is a 2-part paper. So there is a sample here for the timeline. And so please take a look at that on what I'm looking for in the timeline. And so there should be about 10 entries in that timeline, and at least one philosopher from ancient Greece, the Roman period, the Middle Ages, and the Renaissance era. Okay, and then the part two is I changed it to 2 philosophies that you're going to focus on instead of 3. And so pick 2 of them and write me a paper. Okay, and so here it talks about what I'm looking for. I would like to see some strengths and weaknesses and any specific contributions that they have made. Make sure you've got a biblical view in there for me. And so also what I changed was I'm only looking for at least 2 peer-reviewed academic sources beyond the textbook. So I don't need 4 of them. I only want 2. And then what else? Oh, and I changed the length of the paper. So it should be anywhere from 2 to 3 fully typed double-spaced pages. So if you're going to give me 2 pages, make sure it's the full 2 pages. If you feel like you're going to give me 3, make sure it's the full 3. For this paper, I am asking for a title page. I am asking for an abstract. I probably won't ask for one beyond this, but it's the first paper, so I would like to see that you know how to write one. And making sure that you have in-text citations where they need to be, a reference page, and then go ahead and give me an appendix because you've got the timeline. Probably beyond that, I'm not going to ask for that appendix again, but it's the first paper, so sorry to put the pressure on, but we got to see where everybody's at as far as writing an APA. And then we have exam 2. And so I've been changing the exams. They were timed tests and now I'm making them not timed. So you should be able to open them, save them, return later if you need to. They are open book tests. As long as they're completed by Sunday before midnight, then that's cool. If you're ever needing an extension on something, you know, life does happen. I totally understand that. Please shoot me an email. If I don't know what's going on, I can't help you. And then together we can work on a day that, you know, works best to get the assignment turned in. I don't want anyone to fall too far behind. However, I'm really flexible and willing to work with anyone who needs the extra assistance there. I think that's it for now. Any questions or concerns, feel free to email me anytime. And if you ever have any further questions about working in the field, you know, ask away. I've taught this class before, and that was something that kind of came up in my evaluation, was that people wanted to hear more about the field. And so it's a little difficult, since this is the history of psychology, to talk about stuff. But if stuff pops in my brain, I will create a video and we can talk about it. Or if you've got specific questions, you can email them to me and then I can do another video and kind of blast out there anything that anyone is interested in. Because I have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge in the field. So anyway, have a great week, and I'll pray for all of you to have a blessed week. Thanks.